Alright, this matchup. You see, this is a fun one, actually. Maybe because I'm crazy, and I do like fighting Simon. I also love watching Simon. But this matchup is a little difficult for Lucario, although not impossible. You see, the aerial speed that Simon and Richter have is awful. Honestly, actually, now thinking about it, Bowz could have gotten an uppy out of that. But granted, Bowz, I assume, does not play Simon and Richter as much as he does Bowser Jr. That's one of the things you have to watch out for with as Lucario. You do not want to be edged out by those projectiles or by those long-reaching smash attacks. They have decent end lag to them, but you do not want to get hit by them too much because you will die to them eventually, and one of the things Lucario wants is to be able to live a long life. That's what makes this matchup so difficult. You have to survive the barrage of projectiles as Lucario and recognize when to go in and when to stay back. You never truly want to stay back against Simon or Richter, but that's death immediately. That's one of the things you have to recognize in this matchup. Simon and Richter do not have the best frame data on the ground. They have long-reaching options, but they don't have fast ones. Lucario has fast options, but he doesn't have long-reaching ones. So you have to wait. You have to exude a little bit of patience. That's especially prevalent in this matchup when you're fighting a zoner that has projectiles that cover about all options on the screen. I think that this matchup is honestly really dependent on how long you have to wait for your aura. That's what's important in this matchup because, honestly, it is not impossible to combo this character for days. His slow airspeed and suboptimal recovery allow him to be common for free, basically, when he's at least being juggled in the air. Alright. I was just talking about how, honestly, this matchup is, honestly, just any matchup with Simon, really, now that I think about it, depends on how long you can survive the barrage of projectiles. Especially as Lucario, you want to survive with as much aura as possible, and when eventually there are not that many options for Simon or Richter to lead up with, say, side B into a smash attack, or down B to a smash attack, because you can eventually break out. It's going to be a lot harder of a time for Simon or Richter to kill, and a lot easier for you to use your aura to exude pressure and kill. Yeah, 79 aura, that's just a really good way to just tack on damage because Lucario has enough speed to be able to tack on damage as she needs to, but it's just not easy. Because, unfortunately, Lucario, she has small hitboxes. Or small the moves are small, okay? I can't talk too well.
Yeah.
But what's your input on this matchup? How do you think you feel about this?
On this matchup, I feel like it's a bit hard for Belmonts because you're throwing out all those projectiles, and if you don't kill, then it's pretty dangerous because you get Lucario to max aura, and nobody wants to deal with that because he can just touch you a few times and you die if you don't get the kills when you need to. But, oh no, that's not going to kill. Coming close to it though, getting the spark. Oh, that will kill.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but at the very least, it is an even game for Bowz, but it's still an even game for Ombre. One of the most dangerous things is that once you start losing your composure a little bit, you're going to start getting hit by these seemingly silly options a little more, and nobody wants that because that's more damage. And although Lucario likes the damage, Lucario would like to do some damage early on, but instead that was really good recognition off the downer spike, and that's going to be an upbeat kill off the top. That's dangerous. That's what I love about Simon and Richter. Honestly, watching them is so fun. What would you say about this? Do you like Simon? Do you like his inclusion?
Yeah, it's pretty nice seeing him. Personally, I never played them, but it's just nice seeing Simon finally in the game because I know he's been requested for a long time. And he's not personally, in my opinion, not very fun to fight against, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love fighting against the zoners, so I'm crazy, but you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, hard to avoid fighting any zoner in Michigan, really, but here we are, game 2, going to Battlefield.
I just have Michigan Stockholm Syndrome, I guess. But you know what? I don't know what I was going to say, you know what to. Well, this matchup, this stage, honestly, decent counterpick because zoners, usually, they would like this stage because they have more room to bait with. They have more room to use their projectiles, and they have more platforms to be able to hit in the air a little easier. But Simon and Richter, I don't imagine they like the stage as much. Sure, the axes do cover the platforms a little more, but honestly, the best of the gameplay that comes out with Simon and Richter is being able to have a flat land to be able to exude pressure with side B into forward smash, or down B to forward smash. With a projectile, with platforms, you actually have enough space to avoid them. But in this kind of stage, you can camp it out. You have the platforms, and as Lucario, it's not impossible to get a lead early on. And as much as you don't love it, sometimes you just have to camp. Sometimes you just gotta wait for the opponent to lose their stock, and just tack on little bits of damage with neutral air, with any aerial.
Nope, not making it back from that.
That's just how you beat this character. His recovery sucks. Richter and Simon have awful recoveries. They have decent tethers, but the recovery itself is awful. But you know what you can do? You can just use your body to cover the ledge. You'll take the hit, but I'd rather take the hit and have them not come back than let them come back.
Yeah.
We're actually being able to catch that water bottle, being able to recognize that he was probably going to go off the top platform, because that would naturally be the situation. Whew. I see what he was trying to do. He was trying to go for the drag down Nair. I would imagine up tilt to continue an extension. What I do like about this character, and honestly one of the things that make this character not as unviable as he would have been from his projectiles allow him to be able to combo into each other a little more freeform than most other characters. Think Snake with the grenades, but a little less freeform.
Yeah, because you can sometimes combo the side B cross into some of your smash attacks, which can be nice to net you some kills.
One of the things about Simon and Richter that have to be focused on a little more is that their boxing options are not the best. They're not the fastest, although they do have decent range. So when you're on a platform with Simon or Richter and you hit them off the platform, most likely what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to fast fall to get an advantage on you. And while you're stuck landing, they're going to probably throw out a forward tilt or an up tilt to keep you in the air. But when you're on a platform and you do hit them off the platform with, say, a down tilt or an up tilt, you probably want to fast fall, because that's likely what they're going to do too, and be ready with another down tilt, up tilt, or grab. At least that's what I've been noticing that the Bowz has been doing, but you know what? Sometimes you really don't need that when you get the fishing fairs. Just casting the fishing line, being able to do the damage, and that Nair follow was actually pretty decent. If he got a turnaround grab, that still would have been done. But you know what? Why not just do it now?
Ooh, missing the up B.
He needed that up B if he wanted to have a chance of killing. But, well, I respect what Ombre was trying to go for, trying to counter. So Lucario, she could be able to get the counter off and maybe kill. But might not have been able to, considering that how low Lucario's aura is, as Lucario's counter is damaged. When the counter hits, it's based on the amount of aura Lucario has, not the amount of damage that the hit did. And that's just how you do.
Oh no, Ombre's gonna live then. And,
that will happen from time to time.
Yeah.
But it seems like Ombre's taking it in stride. He recognizes that, yeah, that's just Lucario's weakness. Sometimes when you're still learning the character, or maybe when you're still